So a lot of people are perplexed by the news that Anthony Joshua says he won't be watching Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury because it's on too early for him. I guess it'll be on like whatever 4 a.m., 5 a.m. in the UK, and he'll be sleeping, and he's got commitments in terms of his sponsorship commitments, or in the United States they will call them endorsement commitments. Now this very well may be true. I don't know. A lot of people are just assuming he's lying. Of course, the Wilder fanatics are saying he's scared, and that's why he don't want to be in attendance. Or sorry, not in attendance, but well, he could have been in attendance, and he's not going to be in attendance. But also the fact he's not even watching. They're coming up with all kind of reasons why this is a bad sign for Anthony Joshua. It shows he's a coward, or he's scared, or he's fake, or whatever the case may be. In terms of him not being there, again, he may very well have sponsorship commitments, endorsement commitments. I can't speak on that because I don't know, and neither do you. But watching the fight or not, I imagine he's going to watch it at some stage. These are his rivals. I would be very skeptical of any claim that he made after the fight that he hasn't seen it. Very skeptical. But one thing about AJ, which I can definitely see, is that this is a man who likes to focus on himself rather than focusing on other people. And I don't mean that in a pejorative, disrespectful way. I mean, when it comes to other fighters, he doesn't focus on other fighters. He focuses on what he's doing. He focuses on his career. And that's actually a healthy way to be, to a large degree. It's something which Amir Khan might want to take heed of. Because Khan has been someone who focuses on other people's careers for so long. And he's come unstuck, partly because of that. He's certainly been inactive to a large degree because of that, because focusing on Mayweather and focusing on Pacquiao and focusing on all these other people rather than carving out his own legacy. You see? And that is what AJ appears to be doing. From all the time that I've been following his career since the amateurs, he focuses on himself. He's not worried about what Wilder's doing, what Fury's doing. But at the same time, as one heavyweight champion, he needs to take some interest in the WBC champion and the lineal champion. He needs to take some interest in them. Because he could be fighting them someday. So he has to be studying them. He has to be doing his due diligence. He wouldn't be a consummate professional if he didn't. So I just think that, my perception in my head is Joshua is being very nonchalant about this fight. But I do think he will be watching it, and I do think he is very interested in it. But in his head, as I say, I think he's thinking, look, I just need to focus on me. And I need to let the public know that I'm focusing on me. I need to let Fury and Wilder know that I'm focusing on me. I can't play into their energy. And I heard Beats talk about this recently. And it's true. A lot of things in life just come down to energy. I know that sounds new agey probably to some people, but the older I've gotten in this life, the more I've come to understand this. A lot of it just comes down to energy. Sometimes the energy ain't right for a certain situation. Sometimes if you get caught up in someone else's energy, if you get caught up in their mindset, in their mentality, and they drag you down to their level, it can be detrimental to you. It's like, for example, if you're a guy who don't normally trash talk and don't normally get involved in shoving matches and pushing matches at weigh-ins and press conferences, if all of a sudden you come up against an opponent who is like that, and he manages to get you to lose your cool and start a shoving match and get you acting out of character, you've been pulled into his energy. That's the way I would describe it. He's managed to pull you into his energy, and that is not your comfort zone. That's not where you're at your best. Now you're out of zone, as they say. And when you're out of zone, you got problems. Now you're in his world. You're in his energy. You're dancing to his tune. You see? And I think with Anthony Joshua, he's not trying to dance to Wilder and Fury's tune. He's not trying to be part of that energy that both of them have got going on there. He's trying to stay in his world, in his comfort zone, and make them have to come to him and dance to his tune. You see, it is all about energy, or some people would say psychology. However you want to word it. Hopefully, I'm articulating myself clearly enough here for you to understand me. So that's my take on it. You know, people saying, wow, Josh was scared to be at the fight. Anthony Joshua didn't get where he is by being scared. He just didn't. Can you imagine when Anthony Joshua only had like 20 something amateur fights and he went to the World Championships in Azerbaijan and was in there with amateurs who had hundreds of amateur fights? And he not only held his own, he more than held his own. He got all the way to the final and he only lost by a point. That is not the kind of person who's scared of this one or scared of that one. Anthony Joshua was sparring Tyson Fury when Tyson Fury was British heavyweight champion, and Anthony Joshua was only an ABA champion. And he tried to take Tyson Fury's head off. This is not somebody who has a scared mentality, at least not when it comes to boxing. So, yeah, I don't buy into all that, to be honest with you. I think these men are all warriors. I think Wilder is a warrior. I know Fury's a warrior. And Anthony Joshua is a warrior too. The one thing about Tyson Fury I'll say is this. He is a warrior. There's no question. Tyson Fury is a special man. I concur with his dad John on that when he says Tyson is a special man. He is a special man. He's got a special mentality, a special mindset. But Tyson Fury is not as impulsive as he sometimes makes himself out to be. Tyson Fury is actually a lot more calculating in the stuff that he does than people realize, in my opinion. Of course, he has an impulsive streak in him, definitely. But a lot of the time, it's theater, I think, from Tyson Fury. Sometimes he's impulsive genuinely. Other times he is pretending as though he's being impulsive. If that makes sense, if that's not too abstract. Because when it comes to Anthony Joshua, he's decided to go a very strange route, hasn't he? I mean, this guy, in some interviews, is kind of suggesting that Anthony Joshua would never fight him and Anthony Joshua is scared of him. Or I think he even said it's not really Joshua, it's Eddie Hearn that's blocking Anthony Joshua from fighting him. And there was an interview recently that he did with Gareth Davis in which he was relatively complimentary of Anthony Joshua, but he just said, look, I've got the style to beat him. Styles make fights. But be that as it may, has he really made any kind of serious move to try and fight AJ? No, he hasn't. And he had the opportunity to. His own dad thinks that he should have gone the other route, where he took on Tony Bellew, Dylan White, and then went after AJ rather than Wilder. Because the UK is where the money is right now. The UK is where boxing is right now. Boxing in the States is dead. These are the words of Tyson Fury's dad, John Fury. So the fact Tyson has been acting as though AJ is avoiding him, but then making absolutely zero effort to try and fight AJ, make of that what you will. To me, that smacks of a grand master plan in Tyson Fury's head. a calculated situation where he's not quite being upfront about what he's doing. You know, this is a hidden plan that Tyson Fury has. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm out. Join me on Patreon. I upload a minimum of 2 podcasts every single week, covering a wide variety of controversial topics, as well as live stream Q&A sessions. Take a look on screen right now at some of the podcasts I've produced so far. For just $3 a month, the equivalent of about £2 a month, you get access to all my new podcasts and my entire back catalogue of past podcasts, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen on your computer or on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the Patreon app from the Google Play Store or the App Store for free. The Patreon app also allows you to download each podcast in MP3. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you get access to dozens of hours of exclusive content. It's easy to sign up, there's no contract, and you can cancel at any time. So come and join our community of free and critical thinkers by signing up with me here on Patreon today.